Hello, I'm Fast Lawyer. Today we're going to do a review for Hello Puppets VR, a game that just released on the Steam store yesterday, October 22nd, 2020. It's a VR horror comedy adventure. It's available for the HTC Vive, Valve Index, and the Oculus Rift. Unfortunately, it does not work on Windows Mixed Reality. You do have to edit controller bindings. It does work with the Oculus Quest 2 using the Oculus Link cable. It retails for $20. It's currently on sale, 10% off. I bought it at that sale price. This takes about 2 hours to complete. It's running on the Unity engine. So this was an Oculus exclusive, and it's got lots of positive reviews on the Oculus store. However, as far as the Steam version, I just cannot recommend it. It's currently bugged. The developers did an update that fixed that bug, but then they introduced a new bug. So I really like this game. I want to recommend it. I just can't. Let's listen to some of the dialogue.
Just nod your head if you understand me. I ask for a nod, I get a shake. So that's the kind of asshole you are.
Did you say something?
No, just talking to myself. I didn't mean to, share the wealth.
Surprisingly coherent rhyme, Scout. Your future, perhaps, is no longer in doubt. Proceed!
Okay, big and tall. Hold me up to that screen and I'll open it. You're killing us out there. You're not passing for a mindless zombie slave at all, and you're dragging me down with you. I don't feel like you get how bad this situation is. I don't have time to explain everything to you, but basically you're in a decommissioned soundstage filled with murderous sentient puppets from a canceled children's TV show who were brought to life by an evil voodoo spell, and now they want to drain your life force in order to sustain themselves so they can bring their canceled show back to life and take over the world. Actually, wow, that was pretty good. Did that all make sense to you? Either you're a phenomenal listener or you're bullshitting me. If we see stuff that's relevant, I'll call it out to you.
And I really love the dialogue in this game. That's its strongest point. Just Scout here, which is your puppet. You develop this relationship with Scout, which sounds crazy, especially given the circumstances that you find yourselves in. And just like Moss or Falcon Age, you really do develop a bond with the character, which is surprising in this game. The story overall is very well written. It has a good pace, and it really sticks to the landing. And obviously I want to avoid any spoilers, but I'll just mention that the ending is particularly emotional, and it's impactful as well. And that's juxtaposed with the constant humor throughout that I found very funny, and I really liked the character of Scout. It was a fun time going through this horrific adventure with her. And unfortunately, most of the gameplay elements here just don't match the story narrative, how great it is. So the gameplay elements here are pretty basic, and they're not very challenging. There are some nice puzzles in here. So I don't want to say all the gameplay is bad. There are some good gameplay elements, but I found a lot of them lacking. For example, you go through these trials with your puppet. For the most part, I found these trials to be less than stellar. They were just too basic and not challenging and not interesting. And you also have these stealth sections, which were just okay. They weren't as thrilling or as exciting or as horrifying as they should have been. That's not to say that there weren't good parts to this gameplay. There are, but just for the most part, most of the gameplay elements just weren't up to par with the narrative. And I really think this game would have been a whole lot better if the interactions with your puppet would have been more immersive. So you really only communicate with your puppet or interact with it by nodding yes or shaking your head no. There are parts of this story where you can turn on the light on your puppet by tapping it on the head. And lastly, you can do an outer body experience where you control the puppet in first person mode. But just the interactions for the most part are too basic. Mostly you're just moving your puppet towards an object. For example, you'll move your puppet towards a red button to open the door, and most of the interactions are of that nature, which I think is a missed opportunity for this game. This game is running on the Unity engine on my 1060 GTX. I was getting about 75 frames per second, so I really did not have any problems as far as performance or optimization. So if this game was a smooth and polished experience without those game-breaking bugs that it currently has, I believe I would rate this a 7 out of 10. However, with the current bugs that I faced, and like I mentioned, I faced 2 different game-breaking bugs during my playthrough, which extended my gameplay. Again, this is only a 2-hour game, and I have 4.5 total hours, so I really did my best to complete this game, and I did happen to be able to do it once. However, in my latest playthrough with the new bug, I wasn't able to get around that one. So I just can't recommend this game as it is right now. If it ever gets updated and fixed in the future, then you can consider this a 7 out of 10 if that ever happens. Apparently, like it is on the Oculus Store, I would recommend it. But on the Steam Store version, I don't recommend it. And I just cannot spend any more time on this game. So I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 10. Which I'm sad about because this is a good game otherwise that I would recommend. And it is right up my alley. I really liked the narrative portion of this game. Anyways, I'm showing here the 2 different bugs I encountered. Hopefully that's useful to the devs. I'm Fast Lawyer. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Goodbye.